Hi guys, I hope this finds you well. So, sitting in my car, just arrived for a speaking gig, about to go in a couple of minutes. On the way here, had a really interesting conversation, and I thought I'd unpack that if I could find a moment to. Talking with somebody, a lady who was telling me essentially that she's a failure, how many times she's failed, and she's a dud, and there was a lot of self-loathing going on there, and the things that she'd done recently that turned out to be total failures, and it was interesting to challenge her with the language that she was using and the pigeonhole that she was putting herself and her experiences in, and the lessons that she wasn't getting out of what was happening in her world. And when I said to her that maybe they were just experiences, maybe they were just things that you did. Rather than being a failure, it was something that you did, that there was an outcome. It maybe wasn't the outcome that you wanted, but it was an outcome. So what can you learn from that? What's the lesson in that? And the interesting thing about being a failure is that there is no such thing as a failure until we tell ourselves that. So, for example, 3 people do the same thing on the same day. They create the same outcome. One person goes, well, for me, that was a pretty good outcome, so that's a win. The next person goes, that's kind of what I expected, so it's okay. And the third person says or tells themselves a story that that's not what they'd hoped to achieve, therefore they'd failed, therefore it's a failure. And in all of those cases, that person is right in the sense that they believe what that means. So that becomes their personal experience. It is a win, it is a kind of an expected outcome, and it is a failure because that's their self-talk. So with all of these things, really where we're talking about giving something a label, that's good, that's bad, that's negative, that's positive, that's success, that's failure, that's hard, that's easy. Keep in mind that all of these things are subjective, that you are the creator of those experiences. And when you give something a label and you buy emotionally and psychologically into the label, that becomes your real world experience. So the challenge for us is to reframe things, is to ask better questions and to look at old things in new ways and say, well, okay, so that wasn't what I expected or hoped for, but maybe there's a lesson here. Or that wasn't what I hoped for, but maybe there's something that I can do, a version of that, but slightly differently to create a better outcome. It's all about how we look at it. It's all about how we frame it. It's all about the stories that we tell ourselves, especially when it comes to producing results in our world and then labeling those results and then affecting ourselves emotionally and psychologically for better or worse. I better go do my gig now. Have a good weekend. See ya.